lesson and love language quotes by Dr. Gary Chapman. Gifts are visual symbols of love. The person who is in love has the illusion that his beloved is perfect. In fact, true love cannot begin until the in-love experience has run its course. Life's deepest meaning is not found in accomplishments, but in relationships. The best thing we can do with the failures of the past is to let them be history. When an action does not come naturally to you, it is a greater expression of love. Verbal compliments, or words of appreciation, are powerful communicators of love. What we do for each other before marriage is no indication of what we will do after marriage. Most of us have more potential than we will ever develop. What holds us back is often a lack of courage. Your emotional love language and the language of your spouse may be as different as Chinese from English. We must be willing to learn our spouse's primary love language if we are to be effective communicators of love. People tend to criticize their spouse most loudly in the area where they themselves have the deepest emotional need. Almost never do people fall in love on the same day, and almost never do they fall out of love on the same day. As children get older, we tend to condemn them for their failures rather than commend them for their success. We need not agree on everything, but we must find a way to handle our differences so that they do not become divisive. A central aspect to quality time is togetherness. I do not mean proximity. Togetherness has to do with focused attention. A relationship calls for sympathetic listening with a view to understanding the other person's thoughts, feelings, and desires. We fail to reckon with the reality of human nature. By nature, we are egocentric. Our world revolves around us. None of us is totally altruistic. Recent research has indicated that the average individual listens for only 17 seconds before interrupting and interjecting his own ideas. Our most basic emotional need is not to fall in love, but to be genuinely loved by another, to know a love that grows out of reason and choice, not instinct. We are trained to analyze problems and create solutions. We forget that marriage is a relationship, not a project to be completed or a problem to solve. Forgiveness is not a feeling. It is a commitment. It is a choice to show mercy, not to hold the offense up against the offender. Forgiveness is an expression of love. Something in our nature cries out to be loved by another. Isolation is devastating to the human psyche. That is why solitary confinement is considered the cruelest of punishments. There is a third truth, which only the mature lover will be able to hear. My spouse's criticisms about my behavior provide me with the clearest clue to her primary love language. I am amazed by how many individuals mess up every new day with yesterday. They insist on bringing into today the failures of yesterday, and in so doing, they pollute a potentially wonderful day. The in-love experience does not focus on our own growth or on the growth and development of the other person. Rather, it gives us the sense that we have arrived and that we do not need further growth. We all desperately need love. If a spouse in a difficult marriage will learn the love language of that spouse, and they will, with the help of God, consistently speak their love language no matter how they are treated. For love, we will climb mountains, cross seas, traverse desert sands, and endure untold hardships. Without love, mountains become unclimbable, seas uncrossable, deserts unbearable, and hardships are lot in life. Real love, this kind of love, is emotional in nature, but not obsessional. It is a love that unites reason and emotion. It involves an act of the will and requires discipline, and it recognizes the need for personal growth. We forget that marriage is a relationship, not a project to be completed or a problem to solve. A relationship calls for sympathetic listening with a view to understanding the other person's thoughts, feelings, and desires. Expressing love in the right language. We tend to speak our own love language to express love to others in a language that would make us feel loved. But if it is not his/her primary love language, it will not mean to them what it would mean to us. Inside every child is an emotional Ronnie S waiting to be filled with love. When a child really feels love, he will develop normally, but when the love tank is empty, the child will misbehave. Much of the misbehavior of children is motivated by the cravings of an empty love tank.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold, behold, frostbite.